Why are veterans moving to Oklahoma? Well, the pros often outweigh the cons. I have a list for you of reasons why 100% disabled veterans and those who are not 100% disabled may want to live in Oklahoma. And the theme of this list is taxes. I'm Marcie Billen, and I'm a real estate agent here in Oklahoma, in the Oklahoma City Metro. And if this video is helpful to you, would you go ahead and hit that like button? That would help me out a lot. So back to taxes. If you're a veteran who has 100% disability, you will not have to pay property taxes on your residence here in Oklahoma. This will also apply if you're a surviving spouse of a 100% disabled veteran. So here's what you're going to need to get this exemption. Your disability should be 100% related, of course, to your time in the Armed Services or the National Guard, and it has to be confirmed by the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, and you have to get the letter from the state. This is the tax exemption letter. So what kind of savings would you be looking at with this? Well, this is going to vary greatly from county to county. So let's say you purchased a residence here in Cleveland County, where I live. Let's say you purchased a $300,000 home. So the taxes on your home should be around $3,660. So that means each year you would not have to pay $3,660. That would be your savings. Also, if you're an Oklahoma resident and getting paid for being in the military, you won't pay taxes on that income. For instance, if your annual income is $42,000 and that is all you're making, nothing outside of that from anything in the civilian world, then you would not have to pay taxes on that. And if in Oklahoma, your effective tax rate is 5%, then theoretically you would owe $2,100 in taxes every year. So you could just mark that off. You wouldn't owe that. This one's super interesting, and I'm gonna have to read it to you because it's a little bit convoluted, but it makes sense when I read it. So also, if your spouse is living with you in Oklahoma and you're both non-residents of Oklahoma, then your spouse is exempt from income tax on any income earned in Oklahoma, as long as one spouse is stationed in Oklahoma due to military orders, not for any other reason. So the non-military spouse in that instance is in Oklahoma to be with the service member who's stationed here. And that spouse must have the same state of residency as the service member. So that means they don't have to pay income taxes if they're working here to be with you here in Oklahoma and you're maintaining residence in another state. Also, once you retire from the military, and if you're getting any benefits, any income from that military retirement, then you will not be paying taxes on that in Oklahoma either. This one's really cool. This is about sales tax. Oklahoma offers an annual sales tax exemption for disabled veterans. This is for eligible disabled veterans, and it is up to $25,000 per year. For the surviving spouse, it's up to $1,000 per year. It's quite a big difference. So to get this, you need to have proof of your 100% disability from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. So obviously you're saving up to $25,000 a year, but let me give you, for instance. So let's say you wanted to go buy a brand new Kubota zero-turn tractor or lawnmower, and it is $4,500. So the taxes that you would owe on that in Cleveland County at an 8.76 sales tax rate would be $394.20. So that's how much you would save on that purchase. So you can see how it would take you a little while to add up to $25,000 for your purchases. And then in addition to that $25,000 exemption, you also have a motor vehicle excise tax exemption. So this only applies to one motor vehicle every 3 years. So you can only apply it to one motor vehicle every 3 years that you purchase. So you kind of have to plan that out, right? So the excise tax, or the tags, as I understand it, is 3.25% here in Oklahoma, which is kind of high, and we know that. So that means if you bought a $60,000 car, your excise tax would be around $1,950. So that would be a savings for you of $1,950. And that's not included in what you're already saving in the sales tax exemption. You may also qualify for Oklahoma college credit for your military service. So Oklahoma colleges, universities, and technology centers may give you college credit for performing military service that has to do with the degree that you're wanting to get. So you have to have received an honorable discharge within the past 3 years in order to get this. And this is going to apply to any like training or work experience that you received in the military that would be helpful toward the career that you're trying to get a degree for. There's also a scholarship called Oklahoma Heroes Promise, and this is for children of deceased service members who were killed in the line of duty. This scholarship will help pay tuition towards any public college or university for those children. The service member who was killed in the line of duty must have been a resident of Oklahoma. And this may also cover a portion of tuition at any private Oklahoma colleges, assuming that they're accredited, and even the technology centers. There are a few other perks that veterans get, and these have to do with like hunting and fishing in state parks. If your disability from your military service is 60% or more, then you don't have to pay for your stamp to go hunting or fishing in Oklahoma. So this is a free wildlife land stamp for you. If your disability is less than 60%, then you can get a lifetime stamp for $200 for the hunting and fishing. If your disability is 60% or more, then you can get that lifetime stamp for $25 instead of $200. If you're a veteran with 100% disability, then you can get a deer hunting license for a gun or bow or primitive firearm for nothing, for free. Also, veterans get free entry into the state parks in Oklahoma. These are not all the benefits for veterans in Oklahoma, but these are the ones that I see being used the most. So how does this compare to other states that you've looked at for veterans benefits? Let me know.